Pebbles, it's been a while since we've been in front of this background, and since the last few videos was just me doing voiceovers mostly, I just want to do a little more intimate video, just me, you, and we talking about a movie. So, the month of March, Caribbean Tales wanted to do something honoring women, and so to honor that, I chose a movie that was directed by a woman and featuring mostly women in the movie. It is a 1995 Trinbago film called What My Mother Told Me, directed by Francis and Solomon. So this movie is kind of very fitting because it tells the story of a mother and a daughter trying to reconnect. In the film, Jessie is a woman who lives in England. She has lived with her father all her life. She lacks memories from her childhood, and her father has always told her that her mother abandoned them when she was younger. Her father dies and she has to go back to Trinidad to bury him, and when she goes, her mother, Catherine, contacts her and says that she wants to see her. Initially, she's hesitant because this is a woman in her mind who has abandoned her all those years ago. So she doesn't want to see her, but she eventually decides to go and talk to her and hear her side of the story so that at least she would know why her mother left. And that's just the gist of the story. The overarching theme of this movie is truth, because when you really think about it, for children of divorce and broken homes and broken relationships, there's always two versions to the same truth. You'll get one version from one parent and another version from another parent. So the movie actually touches on that. Jessie has grown up her whole life believing one thing, and then she's forced to face another side of the truth. So the overarching theme of truth is built into the title, What My Mother Told Me. It's built into the stories that Catherine tells Jessie. So the stories that she tells starts off very light but gets increasingly more intense and more emotional, and as the audience sees Jessie struggling with this new information that casts her father in a new light, we feel the tension, we feel the emotional aspects of the story building and building. And remember, Jessie can't remember anything from her childhood, so it's interesting to see her try to hold on to this narrative that her father has built and that she has accepted, even when faced with new information. The director, Francis and Solomon, never presents any character as being 100% flawless or perfect. Even Catherine, who is the one telling the stories about emotional trauma and abuse, isn't presented as some kind of blameless pariah, but rather a very deeply flawed human being who desperately wants her daughter to believe what she's telling her. And the movie never really explicitly states that what the mother is saying is the absolute truth, because it isn't really about that. It's about Jessie's journey to accepting that there are two versions of the truth. And when you think about truth, it's always a little bit different depending on who is telling the story. Both Adjoa Ando, who plays Jessie, and Leonie Forbes, who plays Catherine, managed to put so much emotional weight into the characters they portray. They sell a lot of emotion and depth and nuance just from facial expressions alone, and that really surprised me, the caliber of acting that came out of this movie, because these two women carry this movie. This movie is about them. It very rarely shows any other characters, so they have the burden of carrying this entire narrative on their own.
And all this bullshit you are feeding me is simply to salve your conscience by putting the blame on the man you left 24 years ago and who is now conveniently dead and unable to defend himself. Isn't that the truth, Mother?
You don't know anything about me.
Sit down when I am talking to you.
I'm sitting.
Their performance stands up to what the movie requires from them to carry it. It's a very engaging story. For the entire 53 minutes, I did not stop watching. I did not take a break to do anything. It just captivated me. The cinematography and the shot composition and some very deliberate choices that were made in terms of how the scenes were framed, how the shots were blocked, gave the sense of a documentary type feel, to the point where sometimes I forgot it wasn't a film I was watching, but more like a camera following around two people and showing their actual lives and their experience. And the director actually uses a very smart storytelling device where during the flashbacks they cut to black and white segments that are narrated, and they're able to tell so much story with just visuals that I was very, very, very impressed. One slight shortcoming for me was the music. The music is original. It is composed music. They didn't just take stock music. But sometimes the music tended to overwhelm the scene, like it was just too bombastic for the scene. Sometimes it worked really well to sell the tone of the scene, but then other times it would actually undercut what the scene was going for. And there was some original songs with lyrics that kind of like was singing what was going on in the scene, and that kind of threw me off. Other than that, and some noticeable ADR during some scenes, it didn't really take away too much from the experience, because again, I have to give a lot of props to the director and the actors for carrying the emotional weight of the film on their shoulders. All in all, this film exceeded my expectations. I knew I wanted to see it from the time I saw a short clip that they used as a trailer. I knew I wanted to see it, but it exceeded all my expectations. I can't stop thinking about this movie since I've seen it. It's very, very, very heavy. The theme of truth runs throughout the entire film. It's layered into the dialogue. They have a fantastic performance from a child actor, which I have to also give kudos to the director, because she knew what to do with the child actor. This one comes highly recommended. It is a beautifully nuanced film about two women struggling to connect despite an emotional past, and it's brilliantly directed by a woman. If you're interested in seeing this or any other film in the Caribbean Tales playlist, feel free to check out the link below. This is a paid service, so you'll have to pay a fee if you want to see these films, but it's a very small fee, and I think it's worth it to see some of the fantastic Caribbean films that they have available. Don't forget to whine on all my buttons. I'm here on YouTube, I'm over on Facebook at RockN Reviews. Go and like it up, share it up, and remember, I am not a film critic, but I can definitely rock a review. See you at the cinema.